Hi, everyone. Welcome to another exciting episode of FaB. It's been a while since I did an episode here, and I'm glad to be back. The last episode we did was talking to Dave Ghosty Wills,
Mm.
and that was not even a ranking show of albums. That was just talking about the U.S. albums. And let me start by saying hello to my co-host Matthew Street.
Hey, Joe, happy to be here again. It's been a little few weeks.
Yeah, it's been a while, and as I say, folks, is people ask me sometimes, and I guess I don't know if they ask you, Matt, but they want to know like when do you do the show? When is the show? And I always say it's not really set in
Mm.
stone, what day or
Yeah,
time. So,
unfortunately, like with this time of year, with stuff going on in our personal lives and whatnot, it's. I always tell them if they ask me, I'll say, well, it's usually on Sundays, but we
usually, yep,
don't do it on a regular every Sunday basis. Maybe once the fall gets here and things settle down a little bit, we might be more weekly. But I just tell them look out for the notices. We'll let them know.
yep. So here we are, and I see we got comments coming in. Hello to everybody. So far joining us, and I see JC Dad wants to know if that's Harry Houdini up there. Well, that's a nickname, a guy I think he used to work with that looked kind of like Matt. So I think
Oh,
that's
really?
what that
All right,
means.
I'll be Harry Houdini. I don't care.
And Robert S says maybe Joe's still trying to rank the songs. Now maybe I was like a
Oh, I
minute
think
later.
that's right before we came on. Yeah.
I tell you, folks. Well, of course, we're going to talk about all things must pass, and I did start ranking them very late, down to the wire, and I don't think I have that much to say about a lot of them.
Mm.
Reasons as to why, but I'll think of them as I go. And just from the top, I'll tell you all. People have asked. We're not ranking the Apple Jam
No.
session. Now, Matt, do you know? Maybe you do that I've never heard in my life. The Apple Jam.
I'm going to be honest. I've only listened to it, I think, 3 times my entire life. I listened to it once recently since the 50th anniversary edition came out. I just for shows like this, I listened, and I think the last time I listened prior to that was back in the 90s, and then prior to that was in the 70s. I don't like it. All right.
Well, see that.
I don't mean to be rude or obnoxious to you big fans out there, but Disc 3, I never listened to it. I don't think it's that good.
Well,
That's
my
just
whole
me.
life, that's been unanimous. Which is one of the reasons why I've never had the drive to really listen to it. That's one reason. Although I know, and I'll say it here, of course, that doesn't mean anything. A lot of people could dislike something, and you might like it. I know that.
Right, right.
But I'm in no. That's why I'm in no rush to hear it, and also
Mm.
no rush. It's only taken 50 some odd years, but or 50 years. It's been out 51 years or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, that and the fact that I'm not big on jams in general anyway, personally.
Mm.
Music jams, just playing around. So but I should hear it, before the year's out, I
Yeah,
hope.
and I'm not a jam guy either. I'm not a prog rock guy. Not that it's prog rock per se, but these long meandering jams I've never been a fan of, and if I was, I don't even think that one's a very good one per se.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
What they're doing. So that's just my thoughts.
Although I can handle 12 bar original for some reason. I don't I
Hmm.
That's not great, but I get a kick out of that, the Beatles thing. Yeah. Well, now I think I speak for Matt too. When so much all things must pass stuff going on, I'm getting a little all things must pass out in a way. Uh,
Oh my God!
so
Yeah.
much going on with that, and of course I see Matt's got his. Is that the box there? The one that
Yeah,
you.
that's my little one I bitched and moaned about in my video, folks. There it is. I believe it or not, I was still able to keep it in some shrink, Joe. Look at that. I got the
Oh,
shrink
how'd you
still on.
manage that? Oh,
I took my little razor X-Acto knife and I cut up here on the seam and I just played around with it and made it so I could do a slide with it. So I've
mm.
still got it on there.
Yeah, but nevertheless, there's a lot to me that from what I've heard so far since this album's come out with the new 50th anniversary remix, there has been a lot of controversy about it. A lot of people
Yes.
don't like the mix, and I want to say for me, as you know, if anybody who watched my review, I love the new mix. I mean, it's my favorite thing of everything that I've heard so far remixed, pretty much in the
Mm.
series of Beatles, solo Beatles. And Yeah, I think that for me, I like hearing George's voice up front more. I do hear a lot of the instruments clearer, but what I like is I think at the same time, it still retains to some degree the feeling of this Phil Spector wall
Right.
of sound,
Yes.
especially in tracks like "Wah Wah" and "Awaiting on You All."
Hmm.
Still sounds Spectory to me. It's not like it's all gone. What do you
Yeah,
think?
yeah, it isn't all missing. Yeah, it's the art of dying. That still
Yeah.
has that bombastic wall to it. Albeit it's been altered a little bit, but it's still there. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
because it's inherent in it in its
mm,
the source.
well, and we're
You
all
can't.
different how we hear these things. What are we
Yeah.
listening in a car? Are we listening in our home? Will we wear headphones? How big's your stereo? How big's your speakers? What do you have the EQ on and your bass and your truck? We're all listening with different ears too.
Mhm.
So everyone has different thoughts on it, and I respect anyone's opinion. But the original mix, it was while that's all we had, I always enjoyed it and thought it was fine. But I like this new mix. I think it's nice, and we can always go back to the original if we want. But I agree with you; it's more organic, it's more in your face. George's voice, yes, his voice is not as strong as a voice as John and Paul may have,
Right.
and there's some limitations to George's voice. But I like hearing him natural and more brought forward on this mix. So
Yeah,
why not?
I kind of would rather hear him, warts and all, even if he's not
Mm,
perfect. So I like that. And gee, to me, some people say, as you say, we all hear things differently. Some people say, "Oh, this new mix sounds muddy," and I'm saying, to me, muddy describes the 1971 in a lot of places. To
yeah,
me, so I don't know,
yeah.
but that's my
It
opinion.
could be.
And
I agree with you. The original mix could on some of the songs. It was kind of a muddy mess on some of them. Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
and I haven't been paid by the Harrison estate, Lord
No.
knows, and I
Well, I
haven't got,
certainly haven't.
yeah, I haven't received any free swag or anything like
Yeah,
that.
I know.
I call it as I feel it. But maybe what we're doing here, as you know, is we're going to rank the songs, not the Apple Jam, but the 18 songs on the proper two
Right.
discs, I guess you say,
Yeah.
the proper album, and from 18 down to one or up to
Mm.
one, if you will.
Yeah.
And I think, if it occurs to us, if you have any feelings, Matt, we can talk about something on maybe the new version. If something strikes your memory, you say, "Oh, I like this on the new version. This was different. I didn't like," or whatever. We'll mention it now. If you can think of anything as the time comes.
Yeah.
Because
As we go through each one, you mean if I think of
yeah,
something?
if anything comes to
Yeah.
mind,
Yeah. There's a
pro or
couple here and
con.
there. Yeah.
So I've been reading all the comments at the same time. When am I going to get that giant tapestry of all things must
Oh
pass?
yeah, I saw that video with Don.
I even asked, and I
Yeah.
should have. It's too late now, I'm sure. But it's funny because the owner of that particular store, and here I am. Look at me now. How many people have called up since they saw my video? You see things like, things like
Yeah.
that. I gotta
Yeah.
watch it.
Yeah.
But the thing is, he might not budge. But one of the workers gave me something once, so you
No, you
never
never
know.
know.
All right.
You could
So
fill your whole wall there in your music room with it.
yeah, in the next place, as I always say, not in this place. Forget it, man. But all right. Well, let's just start already.
Yeah,
Before we're
sure.
here forever.
I
And
know.
I'm going to try to do this right. I'm going to try to have Matt start one, and then the second one I'll start,
And
and
you'll
Matt,
start. All right.
and I hope I'm going to cross off the initials of who did it,
Yeah.
so I
Well,
remember.
let's who was it? I forget who recommended to us one time. Okay, if Matt starts with the evens, then Matt does the evens. I was joking, do the
I
odd.
never thought of it that way.
Someone mentioned it to us. I wish I could give them the credit. We were doing one of these Fab Gab rankings, and they said, "Well, if you have Matt do the evens, have Joe do the odds, or Joe do the evens, Matt does the odds, or whatever." Start.
Which is exactly what it would
So
be in
if
this
I'm starting with
case.
18, I'll do 18, 16, 14.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right. I'm reading
I'm a
some
little
comments.
loopy today, Joe. So if I'm a little out of it,
Oh, so am I. I'm kind of tired. I just had a
you're
big
gonna have to put up with me, folks.
I had a big get together somewhere. I had to go drive an hour away
Yeah,
and hour back. But let's go.
that's all right. All right, all right.
We'll start with number 18, bringing up the rear for you, Matt. What's number 18?
All
Last
right.
on the list.
This was an easy one for me. It's Isn't It a Pity Part 2 or
Mm.
number 2. I'm sorry, folks. It's the song. Wait till you see where I put it. It's an epic George Harrison song. I love
Hint.
Isn't It a Pity? But
Mm.
two versions of it. This one is not my favorite of the two. So to me, it's redundant. It's not as good as the first one. It's a waste of space. There's so many other songs that could have been in this spot. I love the sentiments of the song, but I'm sorry, we didn't need two versions on this album. So I put it at number 18. Version 2.
Okay. And we're off. And for me, now I'll do my number 18. I put dead last, I Dig Love.
Oh, okay.
For number 18. To me, it wasn't even close. It's dull. There's not much to it. I dig love. I love dig. Whatever. And even though this remix is enhanced somewhat, it's just there's not much going on there. I mean, it's a real filler track in my opinion. Even though I love this album as a whole, there were a few spots where it's not, to me, it's not perfect in the sense that not every song, all 18 songs are like, wow,
Right.
maybe I think like 13, 14 of them or so are wow, maybe. I don't know,
Right.
for me.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
So that's mine. I dig love, and we're off to the races.
Off to
And
the race.
I noticed we got some people here put I dig love, but we have
Yeah,
other
it looks
other
like a few
ones.
followed you. Yeah.
We have Hear Me
Diego,
Lord,
Matthew.
Matthew Smith. Got Hear Me Lord as number 18. I dig love, but I don't dig this song. Robert S says. Let's see. What do we got here?
Diego.
I dig love. Nice little track. Just never stuck out to me. Matthew Turnage.
Can't dig this tune. Hey, Matthew.
Okay. Here you go. I agree. 18 has to be. Isn't It a Pity Part 2, Matt? What was the point of releasing an inferior version?
That's what I say. Yeah, wait till you see where I have number 1.
Oh,
not at number 1. Okay, I'll give you that.
version 1.
Version 1.
Ballad of Sir Frankie Crisp. If I had to pick one I don't like, it's this.
Okay, good song.
And then this guy must really love I Dig Love or version 2 of Isn't It a Pity, because he thinks, oh my God, you guys are high.
I think
yeah, if I'm high on music is what I get high on, but not
I'm high on Stop and Shop water.
Yeah, but
I'm high
but I'm not high on I Dig Love when I'm into music. That's all I'll tell you. We got another Hear Me Lord from Jazzy Jimmy. Good
Jimmy.
Good songs. You're way off the mark. Remember too, also, that doesn't mean you hate something necessarily.
No.
Although that could apply, but
I can listen to version 2 of Isn't It a Pity, but I just
Hear Me Lord, he wasn't listening. We won't get into that, but I disagree with you on the song, and I disagree with you on the last part of that. But so be it. All right.
We were
what is that? The Living in the Material World shirt is dope. I want it. The thing hanging up there. Give me love. Give me.
I didn't feel like putting it on, folks, so I threw it on a dummy. Then again, I'm a dummy, so it could have been on me.
Behind that locked door. It's about a locked door. And one more I Dig Love under the wire. So let's go to the next one. I'll start it.
You're going to start 17.
Number 17 is where I will put Isn't It a Pity version 2.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, as much as I love the version 1, I love the song Isn't It a Pity. It is, as someone said, superfluous. You don't need it. We got it already once. Hey, look, we all know we have had reprises before, Sergeant Pepper reprise, right? I mean, a bit more of you, an extra texture. I mean, yeah, it happens, but I don't want to hear it again on this album,
Right.
And I'll also mention this has to do with the new remix. I've heard reports, people have said to me that something's not right. There's a track that's off. I don't know if it's a music track is out of sync or something.
Really? Oh.
And I listened to it twice after that, and I am no musician, folks, but I don't hear anything to my ears that's off. I don't doubt you. I don't doubt you if you say, but I just can't hear it. So, one last thing I'll say about Isn't It a Pity version 2 being on the album? I would much have rather they use something like the song, say, I Live for You, which I really like, I would have rather have that on the album or another song from the sessions.
Yeah.
All right.
No, I'd
So
agree with that. Yeah.
that's my opinion. And now, Matt, I'm going to ask you, what do you have, my friend,
Well,
for number
we
17?
we are we're weird here because we flipped our 17 and 18. I dig love at number 17. Boy, George Shore digs love with this song. I mean, he likes it in the morning, he likes it in the evening. He's bought love,
Mm,
short love in every
yeah,
port, he says.
yeah.
We kind of know what that's all about. But I just never cared for this song. It's just kind of one of these songs that just kind of most of this album had a big emotional impact for me, most of the songs. And this is one that just never emotionally hit me. So I put it at 17.
Okay. I get that. So let's go up a bit here, as I will do. Um, Number 17, Isn't It a Pity version 2?
Okay.
Another one for Pity Part 2. Pity Again
Just
Part 2.
okay. Yeah.
That's a Shame, Good Songs. That's when somebody
Well,
said they got to go somewhere.
they're not the
Day
worst
Tripper.
songs on the planet, but like Joe said, we got to put them somewhere. All right.
Let It Down. Don't like the theme, and it's overproduced. Isn't It a Pity version 2 should be treated as Take 14. Isn't it so shitty, that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I started loving version 2 after listening to Take 27. That is a bonus, right, on
Okay.
the new set. So let me just see what we got here. Waiting on You All from Matthew Turnage.
Okay.
Kind of catchy, but I have a hard time really getting into it.
Oh,
Uh,
we're off on that one, Matt.
let's see. Jazzy Jimmy comes up with, Isn't It a Pity version 2? Okay. We're on the same page for that one. Yeah, thank you for reminding me of this, Carl. I like the demo version of I Dig Love better.
Yeah.
It was a little more upbeat and
Yeah.
interesting and
Yeah.
more intense, I thought. Although this is a very good point here from Matthew Smith.
Yeah.
That's something to consider, So
I'd agree with that.
I Dig Love at number 17. I dig love. At least I dig love is catchy, a bit annoying.
Annoying. Huh?
Here we got
Only.
Apple Scruffs at number 17.
Oh,
Okay.
okay, Ricardo.
Let us go on. Matt, you're going to start us off for our choices for
16.
number 6. Sweet 16. What do you got for
Sweet
Sweet
16.
16?
This is another one of those. Like I said, the majority of this album is it hits you emotionally. It hits you in many different ways. And here's another song that just never caught on with me emotionally. It's called The Ballad of Sir Frankie Crisp. Let It Roll. This one never has gotten me too excited. It never struck a major, powerful chord with me like most of the rest of the album did. And it's an okay song, folks. I don't want to tell you I dislike it. I don't skip it. I listen to it. It's great as part of the album, but I had to put it somewhere. So Let It Roll, number 16.
All right.
I'm sure Frankie's rolling in his grave right now, but that's okay.
Yeah, poor guy. Well, poor ghost. Well, let's keep it rolling with Ballad of Sir Frankie Crisp for me.
You're kidding me, really? You
At
got
number
16?
16.
16. Oh, wow.
Let It Roll. Everything you said, really. It's just where it falls on here for me. I can listen to it. It doesn't kill me. It's okay, but no, it can't match the other songs for me on here.
Right.
So I have it at number 16. All right. Well, let's go up a bit. And
oh boy, I already see some people aren't happy.
Yeah, Let It Roll, Should It Roll right out the door. Robert says Art of Dying from Matthew Smith.
Yeah.
What other Day Trip is really short.
Yeah, I
today.
saw that. I saw it, Drake Tripper. I love you, buddy. I love you.
This is where I actually start listening to the songs. Beware of Darkness. I just don't feel. Ooh, ouch. Ooh. We got Isn't It a Pity version 2 at 16. We got Behind That Locked Door. Used to skip it, grew to like it.
Some patient with it. Okay.
And here's somebody, good songs. Look at that, that should make you feel a little better.
Hey, good songs. Thank you.
You can't please all the people all the time,
No,
right?
that's the thing. There's always going to be somebody who disagrees with our pick. Great song, damn it.
Funny stuff.
It is a good song. It's a good song, but Is
It's
15
just
better
okay,
ones?
Day Tripper. There you go. Let It Roll is my number one. Graham
Wow, that
says.
says a lot. That's
Here's a guy. Let It Roll. Number 6. Let It
Let
Down.
It
I'm
Down.
sorry.
Never
Let It
grabbed
Down.
me.
Let It Down never grabbed him. I dig Love. It's all right, but I hate George's breathy vocals.
Ah, okay. That's a good point.
You suspect it will. We've agreed, Robert S. and I, but he suspects it'll change.
Another song or two.
Yeah. Run of the Mill. We got. What must see? I'm sorry, folks. Sometimes it moves. Run of the Mill. Number
Not
16.
okay, Matt.
Wawa. Number all
Ooh,
the way
that hurts,
down there. Number
Ricardo.
6.
That
Oh, it
hurts.
certainly does. It kills me. But anyway. All right. So let me get rid of that. And now we're going to go to
Your turn.
my turn for track number 15. So we're up to
15.
50, the top 15, folks.
I think it's cool that the
yes.
bottom three we had in the same, in different order. But
Yeah. Well, I
the
do
same
say
three
this.
songs
It seems that most of the time we're kind of in the ballpark together. I
in the
like that we have
ballpark.
to. We're in.
Yeah,
We have that
yeah.
same feeling about things. Now for this one, let's see if we're in the same ballpark.
All right, we might
I
change.
have I have Run of the Mill at number 15.
Okay.
Again, a pleasant little thing. I love the opening. Everyone has a choice when to or not to raise their voices, or whatever it is. You who decide. I wish I could decide not to raise my voice when I'm pissed, but it's I don't know. I don't know if that's what it means, but I always like that line.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a decent little thing. It's just that it can't touch the other songs for me so far. That's all I could say about it.
Yeah.
So Run of the Mill number 15, and my friend Matt, what do you have for number 15?
15, I put Hear Me Lord.
Okay.
Now don't get me wrong, folks. This song is so meaningful. It's a lot of spiritual, dare I say, maybe even Christian sentiments come through in this song. I always think of this song, Hear Me Lord, as signs of things to come with George, with living in the material world. It's the last song proper on All Things Must Pass. And then his next big full studio album was very spiritual with living in the material world. So I think it kind of like is a sign of what was to come. But it's always just been a little too, I don't want to use the B word and say boring, but it's always been somewhat a little subdued, a little too subdued for me. But I love the meaning of it. I love the spiritual connotation behind it and the sentiments, because I'm a believer. And so I had to put it somewhere, though, folks. So I put it at 15. Hear Me, Lord.
All right, Matt. Thank you very much. And we got from Robert S. He has at 15 Apple Scruffs.
Okay.
Matthew Smith has Run of the Mill at 15. What? That song's a beast. I don't know which song in particular you
I
mean.
think you meant Wawa.
Oh, wow,
said,
wow,
yeah,
wow. All right,
yeah.
duh. I thought he meant like,
someone earlier said Wawa was like number 16.
it's so obvious to me now. But I felt like when somebody says like what, huh? That's
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
thinking. Like, man,
yeah,
I didn't like,
yeah.
Let it down. Okay. Art of Dying. Being Catholic, the lyrics are a little hard to dig. If not for you, used to skip it, grew to like it. Still getting patient and so forth. Hear Me, Lord. It's okay. Kind of drags
Yeah.
for me, to be honest. Sounds great and prominent, though.
Yeah. It's a
Okay.
little draggy.
If not for you, Brendan likes the new outtake, Run of the Mill, more than the original.
Oh, wow.
And here's Behind That Locked Door. Nice melody, but much better stuff elsewhere on the album. Sir Frankie Crisp.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me just see what we got here. That's his opinion. My opinion, drop I Dig Love, Isn't It a Pity Too, and add Dara Dunn and Sour Milk Sea. I don't like either one of those songs, Sour Milk Sea or Dara Dunn, personally. I may be in the minority there. Yeah, I thought of this too. Yeah, I thought of that.
When I said that, I said, I'm a believer. I'm a
Stephen
believer.
Schnee, I love his sense of humor. Waiting on You All from Ricardo there. And one more, Wawa.
Wawa.
Too repetitive.
Funny fanatics.
Okay. All right.
Oh boy.
So now we're going to go to song number 14. And for this one, we're going to start out with Matt. So what do you got?
Okay, 14. It's a cute little song, but I went with Apple Scruffs. I like it. It's a great tribute. George really nailed it. That great tribute to the fans that would sit outside the Apple offices at Savile Row. It's fun. It's catchy. I like this song. I really do. I love the playful nature of it, but it had to go somewhere. And there's, like how we say, there's just 13 other songs that hit me a little harder than this one does. So Apple Scruffs, 14.
All right. Okay. Now my number 14. For me, that's where the song Let It Down fell. Let
Oh,
It
wow.
Down.
Okay.
I never really cared for it much, but I like it better on this new mix. This
Mm,
remix made me appreciate it more. I think it might have been Let It Down might have been down lower on the list for me if it was the old version.
right, right.
I thought it was more intoxicating, for lack of a better.
Hmm.
It was more intense. I liked it a lot better this time. But as I say, not in the top 13. It's number 14.
Gotcha. Yeah.
That's the order that I have it in. So we're going to look up here and see what comments we have for number 14. Um, Boy, Day Tripper. I'm sorry. Sour Milk Sea's a
I
great
know.
song.
Day
I know.
Tripper, he's going to unsubscribe to me after this.
Uh, yeah, I'm not. I don't like
I
it. I'm
love you,
sorry.
DT. I love you.
Hear Me, Lord, number 14. Apple Scruffs, number 14.
Oh, Jan. Hey, Jan. We kind of agreed on that one. Yeah.
Beware of Darkness. We have Art of Dying.
Dying. Okay.
We have Let It Down. We have Behind That Locked Door.
Oh, Diego. Diego. The bromance. We'll talk about that, I'm sure, when we get to it.
Art of Dying. Isn't it a pity? Version 2.
Well, yeah, that went up pretty high, Matthew.
That's refreshing.
Thank you, Day Tripper. Thank you.
Oh, I love Let It Down. The demo version, beautiful too. Okay.
Yeah, I have to admit, I'm still a little green with these new mixes and the new, bonus tracks and demos and stuff. I'm still really getting into them and listening to them. But boy, from what I've heard so far, you're right. They're very, very impressive. Let me just say that.
I love them. I don't know what people are not hearing or hearing. I don't. But anyway, but that's just my opinion. Number 13.
Yeah, what do you got?
I put the opening track at number 13. I'd Have You Anytime.
Okay.
And it's such a beautiful start to the album.
Yeah.
Puts you right in the mood, tranquil mood. I love the mood of it. And then I love the way My Sweet Lord comes in right after it. It makes My Sweet Lord so much more interesting and exciting to hear. But I like I'd Have You Anytime. But it's like the primer to the album. I don't know. I don't know.
It's laying the foundation of the
Yeah,
groundwork for what's to come.
what can I say? It's hard to can't criticize it because from here on, I pretty much like everything. Pretty much. Nothing here at all that I dislike or hate, mind you, in the whole album.
Right. No, I agree.
But from now to for me 13 to 1, I really I like all this stuff pretty strongly.
Yeah.
So number 13, I'd Have You Anytime. The Bob Dylan. All right. All right, Matt, number 13. What you got?
Yeah, well, here's where we flipped a little bit again. This is where I have Let It Down. A good track, but again, it's never one. It's been always one of those tracks on this album that never quite jumped out and grabbed me like the others did. The melody is okay. I like during the chorus, you really get that wall of sound, especially on the original mix. It just bang, and it just hits you on that Let It Down chorus. It's a great song. I like it. Like I said, I go back and forth. Good, great. It's a song I never skip. Put it that way, folks. But I put it at 13 because it just doesn't hit me like the other 12. And and I'm going to have a lot to say about those. So Let It Down, 13.
All right. We got Run of the Mill at number 13. We got Sir Frankie Crisp.
Frankie, 13.
You got Let It Down.
Hey, Ricardo, we matched.
There you go. Still love you, Matt, for the anyway.
Yeah, no, Mikey, I love the sentiment of "Hear Me, Lord." I think there's a lot of good messages in that song, sentiments, but a little draggy for me.
Art of Dying, George just absolutely shreds on this. I love this song. I just like 12 more. And I'm surprised to find so many wah-wahs.
Yeah, I'm shocked by that.
New Mix maybe knocked it down on my list. It knocked it up for me, but we'll get to that later. Awaiting on You All. Heavy on the preaching, but I love that bit about the Pope. Okay, I know the line you mean. Waiting on You All again. Here we go. And Robert says, I'd have you anytime, way higher than you, Joe. Okay. Let's see. Art of Dying. The production elevates the song. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, I played both now. Gee, they're both great. They really are. But I think when I played the vinyl, and I played the vinyl at my record store. I was able to play it loud
Mm-hmm.
and full. Not like at home. I can't do it in here. With the neighbors.
Right.
I think the vinyl might, as you would expect, a little more dynamic, maybe a little more full. Maybe not as tight. Kind of. I hate to say tight or compressed, but the CD sounds fantastic. I think too. But the vinyl might be a hair better, in my opinion. But both were very good. That's what I
Yeah.
think.
I can't give you my judgment yet, folks. I haven't listened to the vinyl yet. I've been listening to my little CD set a lot, and I like the sound of that.
All right, we got an If Not For You.
Oh, okay, Jan.
We got an Apple Scruffs.
Oh, yeah, okay.
He says Wah should be your number 2 male. I'm calling it now.
The one
All
up
right.
Triforce says, all right, take bets, folks.
Place
Will he
your
have it
bets,
at number
everybody.
2? Will Joe Mayo have it at number 2? Let's see.
All right, it's all right, Day Tripper.
Yeah,
Come on, we know we're playing. We know.
I know you. I know you love me, and I love you guys. Come on, a lot of love here.
I love the remix a lot. Would it make me reevaluate the original All Things Must Pass being the best solo Be Loud? It's funny. I still tend to put it as the best. I don't know. It's bizarre in a way that I do that.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's something about this album. It strikes me as maybe the best. Still, either way, it doesn't change. Whatever the mix, the songs.
The songs are the songs, and the sentiment and the lyrics don't change.
Yeah. All righty. So, I think we're up to number 12.
We are up to 12.
And that means we start with you, Matthew.
Turn. Okay. This is where I put the Dylan Harrison composition, If Not For You. And I love this song. I'm a big Olivia Newton-John fan. And when I was a kid and she covered this song, I loved it so much. I've always loved George's version. It's just a beautiful song. He played it live at the Bob Dylan tribute. Who remembers that? It was,
oh yeah,
for me, that was a showstopper when he did it. If not,
that was great.
I love the melody of the song. It just sounds fabulous, folks. This is a top-notch track on this album for me. But because it's a cover. Did I say Dylan Harrison? No, that's another one. This is just a Dylan song he covered,
yeah.
and but I love it. I put it at 12. It probably, if George had written it, it probably would have gone up another 3 or 4. But it doesn't mean I don't love the song. But because Bob wrote it and not George, I put it at 12. But I love it. This is classic material on this album.
Okay, thanks. For me, number 12 is Apple Scruffs.
Okay.
Yeah, I love that. I love that George was affectionate and fondly thinking of the fans who gathered around the hangout outside the studio that he called Apple Scruffs. It's a song, an ode to them, a song for them, and I think that's dynamite. And it's a fun little tribute song. It's just a happy song. I know somebody told me he didn't like the harmonica on it so much.
Oh, really?
I don't mind it. I enjoy it. And yeah, it's just a matter of placement. It's a matter of which one more than others or less than others is why I have it where I have it. So Apple Scruff's number 12 for me. And now number 12 for Farrell, we have Apple Scruffs. It's in a bad place. He says, I'd have you anytime. Number
Yeah, great.
12.
Yeah, great opener.
Let It Down for Matthew Smith. If Not For You for Robert S.
Oh, okay. We mentioned that, Robert.
We got One Art of Dying here, just brilliant. We have another Art of Dying there. We have Hear Me Lord, number 12. We have Isn't It a Pity version 2, made it all the way up to number 12 here. Let's see.
Great
From
show.
behind that locked door. Really nice country song. Good steel guitar.
Oh yeah, Jimmy.
Good spot, Matt. Agree.
Oh, if not for you, thanks.
Yeah, it is a nice version of well, it's a good song. I like Bob Dylan, but I don't like Dylan's version so much in this case, but I like other
Yeah,
versions.
I mean, he wrote a great song, but I love some other versions better than Bob's.
Hear Me Lord, epic ending. Okay,
Oh yeah.
okay. And there we go. All right. So that was number 12.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm going to start out with number 11. And for me, it's Behind That Locked Door is number 11.
Oh, okay.
And I'm looking for stuff to say about it, other than the fact that that's just the order of favorites.
Right.
It's a nice song. The guitar, beautiful. It's sensitive. It's touching. It's got a nice sentiment to it. Nice feeling. Just not in my top 10, which we're about to start next. It just misses the top 10.
Yep.
Okay, Matt, for you, number 11.
11, I went with Beware of Darkness, and I love this song. From here on out, I just can't lavish enough love on these songs. This is such a deep song, meaningful song for me, how darkness or sadness in our lives can hit us and knock us down a little bit and hurt us. But we're not here to feel that. We're here to give hope, and we're here to feel better, give better, make others feel better. I could go on all day about songs like this on this album because they're so meaningful and so important, the message George has behind them. And this is one of my favorite messages on the album. So it goes to show you what I think of the other 10 songs, how much I love them, folks, because I love Beware of Darkness, but I put it at number 11.
All righty. There's a lot. We have Isn't It a Pity version 1, right, at number 11 for Matthew Smith.
Oh, wow.
We have If Not For You at number 11. My Sweet Lord, the song, the single.
Oh, wow. That's the
song.
first time we've seen that one.
I was wondering when that was going to appear.
Yeah.
Amazing song, but I heard it too much. And that happens. We have said that because you're really going by what maybe today. Well, everybody has their own feelings why they're ranking, how they're ranking. You can't say it's just by today necessarily.
Right.
Not for everybody. That's kind of how I do it sometimes, but not everybody necessarily. Let it down.
Let it down. Okay.
Let the horns down, down. Let it down. Waiting on you all. Beware of Darkness. It pains me not to have this in the top 10. Yeah. My Sweet Lord, just because it's been overplayed. But then again, if not for the song, there'd be no point to this song. Oh, I don't like the song, this song. So when we get to that, you'll hear me put, I hate this song. But, I'll let you know what I think of My Sweet Lord whenever I get to that. Hear Me Lord, number 11. We got Sir Frankie Crisp.
Dull, in his opinion.
Yeah.
The song. Okay.
All right. See, now we're on track. That's what I
like.
Yay,
day tripper. Thanks.
That's what I like. There you go, Jazzy Jimmy.
I dig love. He digs it. He likes it.
He digs it. Run of the mill.
Run of the mill. Okay.
That's okay, Sarah. Better late than never.
Sarah, nice to see you.
Yeah, well, I put it. I always wonder if people see it. I put it up about.
I saw your notice. Yeah, I posted a community pin. One of those community pin ups. That. But I saw yours. I saw yours for sure.
Yeah, I try to put it up. I usually put up the day of. But all right. There we go. I think we're at the bottom now to go to the next one. We're in the top 10. Okay.
Yeah.
And I already, I was going to say mine, but I saw your names first. So Matt, you start us with number 10.
Well, number 10, I went with Run of the Mill. Great song, fabulous song about dysfunction within the Beatles. You can certainly, it's what he wrote about, the dysfunction, the bad vibes, maybe particularly with Paul at the time. But you really could apply these lyrics to any friendship falling apart. You know, it's a very meaningful song about the loss of love with a friend. And in George's case, it was with the Beatles, or maybe Paul specifically. Their relationship was strained. But I love this song, Run of the Mill, number 10 for me. It had to make the top 10.
Yeah, I feel like my top 10 I've talked about a lot when you mentioned it. I think it's If Not For You.
Okay.
It's a lovely song. It's a beautiful song. George's version of it is a really beautiful song. Other people have done good versions, like we said, Olivia Newton-John and so forth. It just starts off the top 10 for me. That's all I could say. It doesn't go any
Yeah.
higher.
No, we were close on that one. I had it at 12, so it's a beautiful little song. Yeah.
It's a really, really nice version. Let's see now. Yeah, when he did the Bob Dylan tribute concert in '92, and he
Mm,
started with that song, that was such a thrill.
it was
I almost
unreal.
went to that concert, but I didn't make
Oh,
it.
can you imagine if oh,
Yeah,
jeez.
yeah, it's one of his last
Yeah.
performances, if not.
I think it was one of the last times he played live in front of a big
Yeah,
audience like that.
yeah, yeah. All right, let's. So we're gonna look now for the tens here. Um, okay, we have Behind That Locked Door. We have another Behind That Locked Door. We have Let It Down. Epic. Let's see. Art of Dying
Okay.
always cracks me up. It's just the name
Oh, the
Mary.
part about Mary, Sister Mary.
I'd have you anytime. Uh, okay. Let's see. We got a Waiting on You All down there.
Yeah, 10.
Another one for Waiting on You All.
Jimmy, 10.
I'd have you anytime. Sets the tone for the album so well. I
Yeah,
agree.
it does.
Run of the Mill, number 10. And here's the first mention of
First
this
time
one.
I think we're seeing this one. Yeah, All Things Must Pass. Yeah.
All Things Must Pass. It's always cool when a song makes its first appearance. You want to know.
You wonder
But
how low or how high it's going to be with the
yeah.
folks out there.
All right. Now I'm
All
going to
right.
start out for number 9.
Yeah, yeah. What do you got?
And I have a little notation here to say, out of all the songs on here, this has been the song for me that has the biggest change since in the past, since I've ever thought of it. And it's made it this high, which I never made it this high before. And it's Hear Me, Lord, at number 9.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, I had that down there.
Yeah, there's a few reasons for that. First reason, is because of the new remix. I really like it. The sound as compared to the first one, I feel I can just hear the instruments clearer, and George certainly a little more
Right.
prominent. And his, if you want to say, whining in a
Mm.
positive
Yeah,
way.
before you move on, if I may ask, where do you think it might have fit before the remix? Would it have dropped that much, or
Out of
maybe a little?
18, it could have been like 16,
Oh,
something like
wow.
that,
That made a big jump for you
maybe.
then. Yeah,
And and like you, I'm a believer. I'm a
right,
spiritual person, so that always has been the case. But I just, different points of your life, you go through different things. And right now, I feel that song for me personally, just it's more fulfilling
right,
at this
right.
point right now. And so it speaks to me. I like what he's saying. And I love just the whole sound of it on the new remix. So at
Mhm.
this point in my life, at this age or whatever, it hits me stronger.
Yeah, there's definitely
So
some very, very hardcore, meaningful sentiments with that song for sure. I
yeah.
agree with you.
So there you go. That's the biggest surprise for me here.
Mm.
Now for you, Matt, what do you have for number 9?
For 9, I put Art of Dying. I think it's a great, fabulous rock song. I think George is trying to talk about the positiveness of, don't look at death as being a sad thing. Try to see the beauty of it, so to speak. And I understand that part. I'm not really a big reincarnation guy, and I know part of the message of the song is about, the possibility of reincarnation, the joy of it, and all that. I'm not too 100% with that, but as a song overall, I do love it. I think it's like I said, as a rock song, the sonic sound of it, it just makes a big impression on me. and some nice sentiments in the lyrics as well. So I put it at number 9. I do love the song.
All right. So there we go with our number 9s. And we're going to start here looking at Robert S. puts Hear Me Lord. Well, yeah, when you say number 9, it's hard not to think of John when you say number 9, Matthew Smith as My Sweet Lord.
Another My Sweet 9. Lord. Okay.
Waiting on You All. Great melody, number 9. Beware of Darkness at number 9. Yeah, we agree. We agree, Robert.
Yeah.
Apple Scruffs. I love acoustic ditties. You'll be able to tell.
Good songs love those acoustic tracks.
Okay, there's one. Isn't it a pity?
Yeah. Wow. My sweet Lord again.
Hey, yeah.
Fun stuff. Hey, fun stuff.
The backing track, beautiful piano and guitar. Sir Frankie. If not for you, agree with Matt. Olivia also did a great cover.
Yeah, Joe mentioned it as well that we love her version.
There you go. Piano in the new remix of Hear Me Lord is amazing. Is it Bobby Whitlock?
Is either him or Gary Wright or one of those guys.
Gary Wright or Bobby Whitlock? Who is it? Hello, David.
David.
Okay. So that'll
good subscriber, David, to you and to me.
That'll take care of number 9. Now we're going to go to number 8, and for this particular song, we're going to go for Matt to start us.
Well, you said it so eloquently when you talked about this song. No, you did. You really hit me with it. You said how this song really is the great opener to this album. How it sets the tone, it sets the mood, and then you go into My Sweet Lord. I'd Have You Anytime. I put it number 8. The song this is the one I meant to say earlier that he wrote with Dylan. And what a universal, great song about relationships. The meaning of this song just hits me right in the heart and soul. It's just so great. George wrote it, from what I understand, about his strong trust and friendship he had with Bob Dylan. And just the song in general, you could look at it as the love you have for your friends. It's almost like a love song to a friend. And I just think it's a universal message. It's an important message. And as you said, it just sets a great tone for the rest of the album, coming in so peaceful, gentle, and then we go into that acoustic guitar and My Sweet Lord, and you're off to the races. So I love this song, number 8.
All right, good. And now I'm at number 8 here. For number 8, I put Awaiting on You All. All right, Awaiting on You All, again, out of the original version of All Things Must Pass, one of the most cloudy, muddy, murky, reverby songs where you could not hear George much at all.
Yeah,
and I'm so glad that on this new remix you could really hear what George is saying. Yeah, you always have the lyric sheet, I guess, even though the lyric sheet misses the line about General Motors and the Pope and all that. That's missing. Somebody said the new liner notes to this 2020 remix is missing the words there. And somebody said, well, that's exactly what happened on this 1970 as well. It's missing.
Right.
So it's a copy of it, a direct copy. And anyhow, I love, it just got boosted up even more. I've always liked this song, always, even the blurry version. But this time I really like it all the better because of the new remix. It really boosted it up even more to me. Clarity is much better, but I like that it retains the wall of sound. There's still a wall of sound in there. It still sounds like Spector had a hand in it, and it sounds like his trademark a little bit. It's not totally cleaned up, and you know what? My understanding is you can't really clean these up because it's baked in, it's embedded in to the source, really. So you can't really pull items out too much.
To get that separation, it's hard to get it.
And now again, I'm a spiritual guy. I'm not overly religious in the church sense. I'm a spiritual guy. I'm a believer. I'm not really I'm not a fundamentalist guy, but it's a little too religious for some, I think. I'm okay with it because, regardless of what I think or anyone thinks, I do like it when somebody really believes in something and they're really giving it their all. And he sounds really like, he has a real drive and a real heartfelt passion for what he's thinking and believing.
Right,
And
right.
I like that about the song, you know.
Good point.
So yeah, that's it. Number 8 for me. Waiting on you all, and let's. I'm waiting on all of you people as I go back here. how's that for a segue? I'd have you anytime at number 8.
Hey, we matched, right?
Waiting on you all. Look at this. Yeah, energetic. Good. There you
No,
go.
it is. It is.
I love the energy in it. The good word. I love the energy in it too. Isn't it a pity? This is a great point. I do love Billy Preston's version at the concert for George. I love him singing on that.
Yeah, that was
I
beautiful.
just rewatched it, and that's all. I
Oh,
was
did
gonna.
you recently? I haven't seen it in a while.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that concert for George. It's my
Mm,
favorite concert, probably. And I'll make a video on that someday. Maybe we'll do a show on it someday or something.
yeah, yeah. We can maybe get some thought going about it because that is a great show.
Behind that
Locked
locked door,
door. Hmm.
all things must pass. There you
Oh,
go.
okay. Yeah, yeah. I hear you, Matt.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's very
Concert for
powerful
George. Yeah.
on the concert
Hmm.
for George. Yeah, run of the mill number 8. What is life? First mention of what is life
Yeah.
suffers
First
because
time.
it's overplayed.
Jan has it at 8, but it's still pretty good showing for Jan to put it there. I mean, we're well
By the
into
way,
the
I don't
top
know why
10.
this just popped into my mind, but at this point is when I'm thinking about it. But in the UK at least, if I know, I think the UK, the new All Things Must Pass number 6 on the charts debuted it,
Yeah.
the
Wow.
remix.
You just got word on that? I hadn't heard
A
that
couple
yet.
of days
Yeah.
ago, I think.
Right,
And I
right.
never mentioned it. Beware of darkness. Good advice. But
Yeah.
one person's darkness is another person's light, and one person's light is another person's darkness in some cases. So
Yeah.
one person's soft shoe shufflers and sneaks, or another person has another set. If that makes any sense. Uh, yeah, me and Day Trip are big on the mix. We like to do remix. I always understood what George was singing on "Waiting on You." I don't know what people have such trouble with the original. It's not that clear. You really got to listen. I mean, I'm glad you always understood, but I had to listen pretty close.
Yeah.
Not
Or
not
get
as
you put
close.
some headphones on, you could
Oh,
really
yeah.
hear it a little better. But yeah, it was pretty bombastic.
Okay. Okay. I just heard today that it is dope. Mayo. What are we talking about? The
I
Pope
don't.
poems
Yeah, I don't know
line.
what's dope.
All right, I'm lost.
All right.
Woo! All right, let's.
Could you hear that? That's my doggy
I hear a dog.
freaking out.
Let's go to number 7.
7. I think seven's you.
Yeah, it's me because I'm odd. Uh, Number 7, I picked "Art of Dying" at number 7.
Oh, okay. We were
Uh,
kind of close. Yeah.
I really enjoy that song. Again, it's another up tempo for George. He doesn't rock out that often. There are some on here,
Yes, you said
Uh,
it. You just said it. Yep.
I love the guitar playing on here. I love the energy, okay,
Hmm.
of it. And again, another song to me that has benefited from this remix, clearer, more pronounced. You could hear him, George, more.
Mm.
The reincarnation. You mentioned reincarnation. If that's what he's kind of talking about most of us return here or this and that.
Right. Right.
I'm not big on reincarnation. I'm hoping this. I have my own. I like to think of paradise. Is what I
That's what
like
I.
to think
Yeah,
of.
I'm with you. I'm with
But
you.
whatever. I love it. I love it. Regardless. But yeah, that's about all I could say. So that's my number 7.
Yeah.
Um,
Good stuff.
and what do you have for number 7, Matt?
I put this actual song "All Things Must Pass" at number 7. Now I adore this song. This is a true song of hope. No matter how bad things get, the sun's going to rise again, folks. Optimism rules. Now I get it that the song, a lot of George's connotations when he wrote this song was about what was happening in the Beatles situation at the time. We're falling apart. The Beatles are passing away. It's over. Kind of like John's God, the dream is over. This is kind of like George's way of expressing that. But But I like the more universal meaning of it. I like it as a song of hope that don't worry, things are bad right now, but hang in there. The sun's going to rise tomorrow. All things will pass away. All the bad stuff will go away. It's just the way life is. Life is full of cycles, and there is always hope. So I love the song. Number 7.
Well said, Matt. I like your look of that and your way you're describing it. That's very cool.
Oh,
All
thanks.
right, so I think we're finished with number 7 now.
Yep.
So we're going to go to some comments here, like this one, for example. Wawa number 7. Read
Geez,
it
I
for
never
us.
noticed that, Farrell. Huh.
Starts off muddy.
Really? I'll have to listen
Clears.
for that.
I don't know. The whole thing sounded muddy in the old one to me.
Oh, the original mix. Yeah.
Uh, Apple Scruffs at number 7.
Oh, it's a good showing.
Okay. Oh, the number 6 ranking in UK is dope. It's dope, man.
Oh,
I guess that's what that means. I don't know. Okay, number 7. It's scary how much we're agreeing, me and Robert S. on this.
yeah.
Uh,
Guys, like
we're really like right in sync with this one.
brothers from another mother.
Okay, I'd have you anytime. And now we got, all things must pass at number
Oh, okay.
7.
We matched that one. Yeah. Good.
Yeah, a couple of people said this. What is life? Used to be number 1. Hear it way too often. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Okay. If not for you,
Love that song. Love that.
there you
song.
go. Matthew Turner likes the cool
He likes
harmonica.
the harmonica. Yeah. Some people mentioned the harmonica earlier. Her name's Gertie. Gertrude, but we call it Gertie.
Gertrude Higgins.
Gertrude Higgins.
Have you anytime? Yep, the Tower Records documentary that's called "All Things Must Pass." Very good documentary, highly recommended.
That's
Tower Records.
That's an awesome documentary. You're right.
Okay, Jimmy. Okay, that's that. Let's go now to number 6.
Yes.
And Matt, we're going to turn to you to start with song number 6.
Oh boy. Well, remember that album when the George Harrison film by Scorsese came out? They
Yeah.
had 10 track. What was that called?
Early takes.
Help me. Early Takes Volume 1. I'm sorry. Boy, when I heard a version of this song on that album, so stripped down and just pure, like George was in the room with me, it elevated this song, which probably would have been maybe like number 12, 13 today. But because of that version on Early Takes Volume 1, and now hearing the new remix of this song, so organic and natural now, and just, I love the mix on it. Behind That Locked Door has jumped to number 6 for me. It's one of the greatest songs on this album. I know it was inspired by his friendship, George's friendship with Bob Dylan, and he was trying to encourage Bob at the time. But I look at the universal meaning with a lot of the Beatle and solo Beatles songs and how it applies to my personal life. And I just think that the larger meaning here about, getting over your doubts, getting over the sadness in your heart and opening up your heart and rejoicing and living life and loving, and I just love the whole sentiment of Behind That Locked Door. And when I heard that version on Early Takes Volume 1, go back and listen to it, folks. It is one of the most beautiful versions I've ever heard, and I love it here on the remix. So number 6, Joe, Behind That Locked Door.
Very, very convincing. Thank you very much for that. For me, my number 6 pick is Beware of Darkness.
Okay.
I've always loved Beware of Darkness. From when I was a kid, it was a time when it would have been number 1. Number 1 of all the songs. I think it's so powerful. It's got like, the gloomy feel, like you were saying. It's not really a upbeat, positive thing.
Right.
But it's so emotional. Perhaps the wrong emotions in a way, but it's just so emotional. I really love it, and it's got some good guitar playing in there. I like the solo.
Oh yeah.
And beware of sadness. It can hit you, make you sore. What is more? That's not what we are here for. Remember that.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I wish it could have been in the top 5. I tried to squeeze it into the top 5, but at this point in
Couldn't
time
quite
in
get it
my
in there.
how about FaB? I'll call it. No, but
Yeah, yeah.
in this particular point in my life, how I feel now, that's where it wound up number 6. All
That's
righty.
good. I like that. Nice.
All right. Okay, so we got Beware of Darkness at number 6 there.
Yeah, yeah.
I gotta go back up. Okay. We got Wah Wah for Robert S. Okay. We got Palace of Frankie Crisp, but we're
Ooh,
pretty
that's a
high.
good showing for that one.
Yep.
Number 6.
It's
Wow.
Not For You.
I love If Not For You. Oh, beautiful.
Okay, you got some Wah-Wahs coming in here. There you go, Behind That Locked Door.
Yeah.
I thought
Do you know
what
the
did you
answer
hear?
to that? I never got the answer of that. Why
Just from the
he
way in the back, the dark recesses of the back of my mind, I think he was involved. He was doing something. Like there was from what I understand, there was a good reason, like a business reason why he could
it
maybe he was
wasn't
on
frivolous. It
tour.
was something, yeah, it was something important. Yeah.
But I mean, because I said the same thing. I was like, look, in fact, when my girlfriend and I watched it recently, she said, "Why wasn't Dylan there? He
Right.
should have been there." So I mean, that's a big piece of missing. But
Mm.
it's an excellent show anyway. But yeah. So if somebody knows the exact answer, I don't know why I want to say he was touring or something. Then he was away or
Like
something.
he was maybe had a commitment in Europe or something at the time. I mean,
Yeah.
East Asia or something, doing shows with him. He's on a never-ending tour, so you never know. What is life?
Great song.
Jimmy. Hey, Glenn Kellaway.
Hello,
Great guy.
Glenn.
Little love, Glenn.
Okay. There you go.
Oh, thank you, Carl. Thanks. Yeah, I love that demo version.
Okay.
Yeah, I would agree, Marcus. Yeah.
Yeah, he was really he became really good. He really flourished as John said at that point. Dylan was on tour. He sang something that night.
Oh, he was touring, so okay.
Yeah, forget that. If Not For You. Yeah.
Oh, that would have been something. Yeah.
Yeah, it would have had three Wilburys there if Dylan
Yeah.
had shown up. All right. Now we're up to the top
Good point.
5. I'm going to drink some water for this. I got a dry
Yeah,
throat.
yeah. Get you. Yeah. We're down to the last 5
Wow, I
tunes.
don't know why my throat's so dry, but it's kind of dusty in here. Number 5.
Yeah.
I starting at the bottom of the 5, going up. I
Mhm.
went with "Isn't It a Pity?" is what I put for number
Okay.
5.
Yeah.
It's a great song. I'm trying to like fix my hair backwards here because it's the wrong side.
Oh, I wish I had that trouble.
Yeah, let me tell you, folks, it's a bitch having hair. Let me tell you.
You son of a gun, you.
No, seriously. Yeah. No, I mean, what can you say? It's gorgeous. It's a gorgeous song. I love it. And again, it's enhanced. Look, every time I think of these songs on the new remix, I'm like, wow, it sounds so much better to me, to my opinion.
Yeah.
And God knows that not everybody has liked the remix. But yeah, it's a great song. You only needed one version. Version
Mhm.
1, I'm talking about here. Version 1, of
Right.
course.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Maybe if I want to quibble, maybe they could have added like a little more lyrics to it or something. He could have added a little more lyrics, but look, it's great.
Mhm.
It's great. I'm just looking for something else to say about it. There you go. I love it. Number 5. What do you have, Matt, for number 5?
Well, this is where My Sweet Lord shows up for me.
Ooh.
Beautiful song. I love it. It's a classic smash hit from George. I mean, but I don't. I will say with this album more so than when we were doing all the Beatle rankings, I didn't let fatigue come in too much. I tried to keep that out of this album, and I thought I did a pretty good job with it. I just thought that this song deserved to be at number 5 in the top 5. It just it takes me back to my youth, folks. I mean, I was a little kid. I remember we getting a ride to school. I went to a private Christian school when I was a kid, or a Catholic school, and I remember my mom taking me and my brothers to school and riding to school and hearing this song. And every day we'd hear this song. It was just such a smash hit. It was all over the radio, and the message is beautiful. That spiritual message, unity of all religions, no matter what religious persuasion or what religion you follow, that there's a universal spiritual message for all of us in this song. And I love it. My Sweet Lord, number 5, folks. It deserves it.
Okay, thank you very much. And I'm going to take a break here too. For what I'm doing here, I take a break here to go up and get some comments. So let's go here. All things must pass. All right. Waiting on you all. The Catholic bashing, but good song otherwise. Yeah, with the Pope and all that stuff. I'd have you anytime. Let It Down. Well, it's a big showing for Let It Down. All things must pass. Isn't it a pity? I'm assuming you mean version 1, Sarah. The popular one. Oh, thank you very much, Tim Allen. That's nice of you to say.
Hey, thanks, Tim. Love you, Tim.
And I got some new Partridge Family albums, Tim. Wait till I tell you about that next time we do a live stream. You won't believe this story. Okay. I'd have you anytime. Beware of darkness, if not for you. Love what George does with this song. Yeah. Run of the mill. Wow, that's pretty high. Remixes. He heard it at the end of a movie.
I wonder what movie that was. I'd like to know.
The end of All Things Must Pass. My Sweet Lord, definitely top 5.
Oh, okay, Glenn.
5. Yeah, I didn't really mention that. I didn't really mention that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you see, that's what it is. Now that I think about it, the lyrics. You don't need rose. See, I believe. See, I really should. Thank you. Go ahead,
I know what you're. No. I want you to say it because I think we're going to say the same.
Because I've always said I did say a little bit. I'm not into the fundamentalist thing. This is just my opinion. Please, you got to be careful. The thing is, with me, I believe in God. I believe the temple's in your own head. I believe we don't have to go to a building. You don't have to have rosary beads. You don't have to do all these things. What's the word? You don't need no rosary beads or something until you can see Jesus. Like that kind of thing. You don't have, but that some people it works for. My grandmother was like that. You got to say the rosary beads or whatever. I think that's what he's saying in there. Which I'm kind of like. I respect the church, but I'm not.
Yeah, but it isn't even just one church that he. I think what he's trying to say in the whole song is that because he's not just pointing at one particular religion, although like the rosary beads and that comes up, so you immediately focus on Catholicism. But when you listen to the whole song, I think he's saying any of you in any of the religions you're in, don't worry about the material things, the actual physical beads or the books or the this or that. It's what's in here. It's what's in your heart. What's in your soul. Your heart. How you open your heart and your love to your fellow men and women in the world and spread the word of if you're a believer of Jesus Christ, you spread the word of the Lord Jesus through your actions, through the way you spread love to others and the love of the Lord to others by the way you treat them and act towards them. That's what I thought he was getting at is no matter what you believe or what religion you are, don't worry about the physical stuff of it. Focus on the actual what comes from your heart and soul. That's more important than the actual physical pages in a book that's what I got from it. But I understand the perceiving it as bashing. Yeah.
That's what I get out of it. And what you said. And and I believe that too, I mean, it's, but that's just it's my belief, everybody's got beliefs.
Right.
I want to make sure I didn't screw up here because we both finished number 5?
Yes, I think we did. What was
did
your
you
5?
Did you do 4?
I did 5. I haven't done 4 yet.
All right, because I got carried away.
Yeah.
There's a lot of comments. I don't want too many of them to pass. Did I put number 5s up already? It seems like some of them I did. I put 5s up here.
I think you did. Yeah.
Oh, because we're talking. That's how I got. Yeah. We're talking about some comments and I got off the track. I put the 5s up already. All right. There you go. You don't need a horoscope or a microscope to see the mess that you're in. And by the way, the rosary beads line took me a long time to know what the heck he was saying in that
Right.
line. Too. Anyway, let's go to number 4, shall we? And let's start with you, Matt, for number 4.
Well, again, getting back to that spiritual message stuff, I put "Awaiting on You All" at number 4.
Oh, that's pretty
This
high.
is pop rock perfection in my book, folks. You know
Pop,
me,
pop.
I love pop and rock and roll. And this song just it's got a great spiritual message. Um like we're talking about, I won't get into all that again, but I understand what I think I understand what George is trying to say. I don't think he's putting down a particular religion. I just think he's saying in general about physical things aren't of that religion and what represents that religion. That's not what's important. It's what
Right.
the meaning is. The meaning is what important and how you express it to others and share it with others. That's
Well, not
important. And
not
I
just
agree with that.
Catholicism.
Right, right. I just think it's an uplifting song and it's a song of hope. And I love the melody and the pop rock nature of it just grabs me. I just think it's perfection. So I put it at number 4.
Okay, that was very good. Okay, I got number 4. My number 4 is "All Things Must Pass," the title track, which
Ah,
I just love it more and more as the years go on. I think you said it so
right,
well when you did it. Nothing I can add to it. Yes, again, I think this remix really enhances the song. I
right.
love George's voice on this. Again, um, I love the trippy feeling, almost heavenly kind of like
Mhm.
feeling it has to. All things must pass, but meaning like he was saying, don't worry, things. It's not always going to be
Yeah,
that
no
great,
matter how bad things
you
get,
know.
the sun's gonna rise tomorrow, and
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can get through it. You can get through it.
So that's really cool, and that's a very positive feeling about it. I think, all things must pass, even the good things. That's another thing, that I kind of think about. Although I get mostly the positive vibe out of it.
Right, right,
The darkness only stays the nighttime. In the morning, it will fade away. Daylight
right.
is good at arriving at the right time. Really good words. And someone said earlier that the lyrics are so good at this point for George. He's got a lot of good lyrics here. He
Yeah,
might be
yeah,
a second great lyricist in the Beatles, perhaps.
yeah, yeah. Someone mentioned that. Absolutely.
So yeah, I love All Things Must Pass, especially on this. And it just reminded me I had something here I was going to promote and I forgot to do it. I got to remember at the end. If I forget, remind me to promote something, Matt. If you I'm putting
Okay.
the pressure on you.
All right.
take
Remind you
take
to
uh,
promote something.
take that
Okay.
Prevagen. Let's go.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
know. Huh?
Here we go. If not for you, number 4 we have
That's a good
there.
showing for that one. I like that
And my
showing.
sweet lord, a perfect single at number 4. Isn't it a
Yes,
pity? Version 1.
the first version. Yeah.
Lose Me to Tears, Beware of Darkness at number 4. Isn't it a pity? Run of the Mill, way up at number 4. Look at this one. Hear Me, Lord, way up at number 4.
Wow, that's a great showing.
And as I always say, I love those times when people have like an unconventional, so to speak, a different song at high up. Oh, number 3.
Good
Uh,
showing. Yeah.
what is Life is number 4. Isn't it a pity is number 4.
Oh wow.
Beware of Darkness. Isn't it a pity?
Yeah. Good showings for these tunes.
Um, that's true. There are some jabs at Catholicism and V2 Saturday Night,
Saturday night. Yeah.
P P2 Vatican, whatever, and Brainwashed. The album
Yeah.
Brain. That's a good. I like that
Yeah.
song. Okay, I gotta like. Oh, very funny. There you go. Art of Dying at number 4.
Yeah. Oh yes. I saw that in a video he did about being one of the best remixes on the album.
Yeah, Glenn
Yeah.
Kellaway likes it. The remix helped. Uh, made it jump up.
Mm.
None of Life's strings can last.
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. Very good. Now we're up to number 3. Okay.
3. Top
All
3.
right. The song that I'm going to start this, and the song
Yeah.
that I'm
Yeah.
going to have at number 3 puzzles me a little bit because I didn't know what to do with this song. Okay, I like to have a little story. It's like I've always loved this song, and somewhat because of fatigue. Although it's not always fatigue factor, but some songs don't. We've said this all the time. It's a personal thing. Sometimes the songs, oh, I'm so fatigued on that. I don't want to hear it. Other songs don't bother you. You can hear
Right.
it over and over.
Yep.
Um, but anyway, I couldn't decide. Should this be hard? Should this be number 2? And I'm like, what do you mean should be? I'm going for what I'm feeling.
What do you feel?
So
Yep.
so
Yep.
what I feel, I can't say. But
Oh, I know it. All right.
number 3 is What Is Life.
Gotcha.
There was a time when this was clearing ahead number one. number
Yeah.
one, hands down. It's a great song, great hit song.
Yep. Yep.
It is. It is. I've heard it a lot. I've heard it too much. I think that out of all the songs here, that's the one that, if there's such a thing as like getting marred by fatigue syndrome, for me,
Yeah.
it would be that one. But I still love it. I mean, enough to put it number three. You know.
Good showing. Good showing.
Yeah. So it's number three for me. What is life?
Awesome.
And now I'm going to move to you, Matthew. What do you have for number three?
For number 3, I put "Isn't It a Pity" version 1.
Mm.
Epic track. It's my favorite. If you want to say slower, more subdued track on the album, it's my absolute favorite. Slower song on the album. The universal message to it is just, I get it. George was kind of inferring what was going on with the Beatles' final days with a lot of what he was singing about. However, as you look at it from your own personal perspective, the song is absolutely stunning and beautiful in its meaning. And at 7 minutes, I don't care about it could have been 7 more minutes long. I just think it's a masterpiece. I love the vibe of it. And Isn't It a Pity? Version 1, number 3.
Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, great. We have here "What Is Life" for Matthew Smith at number 3.
Oh, he matched you. Matthew matched.
Okay, here's one. Look at this. Let It Roll. Ballads of Frankie Crisp. There's a feeling like your soul is leaving your body and taking you through the gardens of Friar Park.
Good way to put it, Jan. Yeah.
Yeah, isn't it amazing when you think about it? Yeah, I never thought of it that way. I never was able to verbalize it that way, but that actually does sound like that.
Yeah.
In a way.
Good point.
Let it roll. Just coming out. Wow. Beware of Darkness. Number 3. Run of the Mill at number 3. Run of the Mill at number 3. My Sweet Lord. Never Gonna Fatigue for him. Number 3. Wah 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 wah. I love the new remix. Me too. I think George was writing about Paul giving him a headache.
Yeah.
A wah wah is a term for headache, right? That's what that means.
Yeah. You're giving me a.
At first, when I was younger, I thought he was crying like, "Wah wah." You're giving me
being a pain in the ass.
Yeah. All things must pass. And I thought it was a wah wah pedal, but no, it's a headache. Anyway, Waiting on You All.
That's a good showing for that one.
Number 4, if not for you. Number 3, Sir Frankie Crispy. Oh man, I'm trying to like Apple Scruffs.
Hey, Tim's.
Oh yeah. Oh, bravo for this.
He's participating. Oh yeah, I didn't mention that. Shame on me.
Me
You're
either.
right. You're right, Stephen. See, I'm glad. That's why we need this.
It's beautiful.
People bring up stuff we forget,
Thank
but
you, Stephen.
You nailed it,
yeah.
Stephen.
And that's exactly what I feel like. I could do it. Oh my God!
You're
so
right.
Beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Oh, great! Thank you so much for that. All right, let's go, shall we, to number 2. And Matt, you have to start us with number 2.
We were just off a little on this one, Joe. I have "What Is Life" at number 2. I think it's a great song. Love it. I love the positive, upbeat nature of it. Again, going back to pop rock classic. I mean, George, I think you mentioned it. George doesn't rock too much during his solo career, but boy, he sure does on this one. I've loved it since I was a little kid, 9, 10 years old. It was always one of my favorite songs of that era of the solo Beatles. And yeah, the solo is great on it. That guitar lick is great. No fatigue with this one for me. Joe mentioned a little bit how, out of all the songs on the album, even though he might have felt a little fatigue, he still had it at number 3. Well, I feel the same way. Not much fatigue on this one for me, so I had it as high as number 2. What Is Life?
Okay, because What Is Life for me would have been in the past either 1 or 2. I'm sure.
Yeah, it's up there. It's up there. Yeah.
But my number 2. And I think I know what
I'm curious.
What's it gonna be? It's only 2 songs I haven't mentioned yet.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start this way. This could have been number 1. I was really fighting with this with myself because geez, I hate when I rely. I don't want to always, which I don't always do, rely on the single or the hit, as number 1 all the time. But so this song almost made it number one, and it's number two here today, and that is "Wah Wah." That
Ah,
wonderful, grand, balls to the wall,
yeah.
rockin' free for all. That is just out of this world. And I hear myself talk. I'm crossing off, making it number one. No, what's done is done. It's number two. Could have been one. Wah wah. I absolutely love it. And I love it more than I ever have on this new 50th anniversary remix.
Yeah, I agree.
You
Yeah.
got it. One up. Triforce, you were right. You were 100% accurate.
Boom.
you know, what can I say about it? Now, first of all, it starts with the on the new remix. I love George's voice to the fore.
Yeah.
He's not saying much in the song. He's not
No,
saying
no,
much,
no, you're right. You're right.
but he really.
Limited lyrics, but
But I love hearing him so clear,
yeah.
and I love and I love when you hear the horns and you hear the guitars uh, coming up. Oh, and later on in the song, when he's near closer to the end, where he's going, whatever the words are, you don't hear me crying, you don't hear me sighing. Then he goes,
Mm,
baby, baby, baby. You don't.
yep.
I had never heard that baby, baby, baby,
So
baby
clear. Yeah.
ever.
So
It was
nice.
there. You must have heard it.
It was there, but you had to
But I
really,
never.
yeah.
When I go back, because I've gone back and I've played the 2001 mix, and I
Hmm.
can make out that's what he's saying now. But I think only because I heard the
Because you
remix.
heard the remix. Yeah. Yeah.
So now when I hear the old one,
Right.
I know that's what he's doing. But to me, it was always like, it could have been
Yeah. Yeah.
could have been
Yeah. Yeah.
could have been whatever it is, and I just love that. I love the whole damn thing. I'm gonna
Yep.
just end this thing here and tear up my list because it's number one. That's it. I
That's
changed my
it.
mind. No. I'm trying to give you an idea how much I love Wah Wah, and I'll take it the old one too. Oh, and the Wall of Sound, the Spectre Wall of Sound. To me, even though it's kind of cleaned up a little bit, and they couldn't do
Mhm.
everything with it because it's so baked in,
You said
it's
it
such
ingrained
it's
in there.
ingrained in
Yeah.
there. It
Yeah.
still sounds spectery,
Yeah.
specterish.
Yeah.
So
They couldn't totally erase
yeah,
that.
and that's
No.
fine with me, and I love it
Right. Right.
because I like Phil Spector's work. I like the Phil
Hmm.
Spector Wallace. I like "Be My Baby" or the songs that he's done. The Ronettes and stuff like that. I like his style. I thought at times it was too much on this particular album, but it's still Spector-y
Mm.
enough
Right.
for
I
me.
get
It's
you.
the
Yep.
best of
Yep.
both worlds.
Right.
So
Yeah.
there's
It's not totally been. It has not been totally erased. No.
yeah, and I
Absolutely
do
not.
think he's talking because that was supposedly that was written the day that he walked out of the studio, was it?
Yeah, that's what I've read too. Yeah, the day he walked out and
But
quit for that short
he
period of
also
time.
wrote my "Here Comes the Sun." Though was a story of him when he was
I think
he
later when he calmed down and was walking in Eric's garden and he had a chance to cool off a little bit, he wrote, "Here comes
well,
the sun."
whatever it was the same day, and I'm mixed up. But the thing is, yeah, I think he was getting a headache for Wawa
Yeah,
from the
he
super
was
long.
getting a Wawa.
Give me a Wawa, man. Let's get some comments in here. That's great. It's fun. Wish you wanted to. Wish you wanted to do all shows now, doing countdowns, but we got.
All things must pass. That's a good showing. Wow.
Yeah, my
My,
sweet lord at number
my sweet Lord.
two. We got fun stuff. We got all things must pass. You put it best. So poetic and melodic. Did I say that? I guess so. Uh, come on, Wawa, baby, validate me. Yeah, I did validate you. If not for you, Wawa number
Oh, that's a
one.
good showing. Not for
Day
you.
Tripper. I can't wait to hear Matt go. Slide guitar. Yeah, I pick on George a lot. I pick on George a lot. I see sometimes he isn't that great of a guitar player. Man, at
Yeah,
times he's I use the F bomb. He's masterful.
yeah.
So
He has his own unique style, and he may not be the technically greatest guitarist, but motion that he puts behind it, his heart and soul, no, he's right up there. Yeah.
yeah. I'm trying to go through these. What is life number two? I'm going to go fast with some of these here. Lyrically,
Yeah.
musically, what is the best? A lot of it slow song, but do wish he would have made more rockers. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man, A lot of stuff I
That's a
missed.
good showing for that one, Diego.
Sorry, Jimmy.
Wah wah.
Sorry. Yeah, you don't see
Hear me
me crying. You don't hear me
you hear me
sighing.
sighing.
Now we can
We
hear it.
can, yeah,
Yeah,
good
it was
point.
the muddiest track on there. That and Waiting on You All was the muddiest
Hmm.
track. Let's see. Wait, is the right pose? Okay. All right. So now we're gonna go to number one.
Numero uno.
All
We are
right.
there,
So you know
folks.
what's left for both of us if you've been following. For me,
Yeah, yeah.
I chumped out this time. I went with the single, the classic single. Every time, maybe it's because every time I listen to the album, and like I said earlier, after you finish the really lovely "I'd Have You Anytime," the
Yeah.
way you hear the guitars,
Yeah,
zoom,
I like the
zoom,
way you
zoom.
said that.
Here
Yeah.
we go.
Yeah.
Now it's it. This is the single. This is it. Here it is. Let's get it going. And I just love the song. Uh, One of my favorite George songs. Is it overplayed? Is it played out? Played a hell of a lot.
Hmm.
But it's one that I can hear at any time. Well, when it comes on, I hear that strumming of the guitar. I absolutely love it. I love when the drums kick in, harder when they start with the middle. Okay, now we're really all joining in together. I love that. I had the 45 as a kid.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I don't have that many actual Beatle memories of that when they were doing it. I
Right.
remember having the Hey Jude single. I remember Hey Jude when it
Yeah.
was a new popular song. And I do remember My Sweet Lord all over the radio when that was a new song. And I had bought the 45 when my mom bought it for me. I don't think I,
Right. Right.
whoever bought it, but I was buying 45s at that time, I think, anyway. So maybe I did buy, I don't recall. But anyway, yeah, I don't always go for the obvious hit with every list. If you go back on other lists, it's not always the big hit. That's my
No,
favorite.
no, you don't actually. Yeah.
But this time, yeah, I think so. But Wawa's really, I'm repeating myself today. But I could have went either way today with Wawa or My Sweet Lord. So there you go. Now
Wow.
I know I am dying to hear what he's got to say, Matt
Oh,
does, about his number one track, and I know what it is, but I want to hear what
yeah.
he can do.
Well, you know what it is, folks. If you've been following, it's wah wah. So I don't know if I'm giving you all a wah wah, but anyway, yeah, George. Again, he was the frustration of the Beatles situation. We've said that, but I'm going to steal something Joe said. I got to steal it, Joe, because you said it so
No,
well.
okay, go.
And you said ball, and I even was writing it down. That's how much I liked it. Balls to the wall, rockin' free for all. I love that rhyme. I don't know if you meant to rhyme it like that, but it sounded very poetic to me. So I'm
No.
stealing that. You're right. Balls to the wall, rockin' free for all. I love it. It's just one of the best rockers of George's career ever. Maybe one of the best rockers of the solo Beatles, especially during that 1970s era. And you mentioned the simple lyrics. Yes, the lyrics are simple, but to me, it's the perfect rock and roll song for George. The guitar lick is so identifiable, and you know what it is when you hear that kick in. And I'm a rock and roll guy, folks, and this is probably, it's got to be my top 1, 2, or 3 of favorite George rock and roll songs of all time. And he didn't do too many, but this is right up there, my number 1, Wah Wah. I love it. I love it.
There you go. There you go. Very good. Well said. Let's get a few. I still want. There's something here I want to promote when it. Don't
Oh yeah,
go
I got to
anywhere. Just
remind you.
yeah, and I have it in front of me, so I don't think I'm going to forget. But if I do, all right. Look at this. Run of the mill. My
Oh,
favorite
that's a great
song of
showing. Yeah.
George.
Yeah.
Favorite all time George song.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
What is life? Good showing.
Yeah. What is life? Of course, my top 3 can change.
That's a good
You
point,
listen.
Robert. That's a good
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
They could interchange those 3 or 4 top ones.
There you go. 2 Mats thinking alike, and a Tim thrown in there too for good measure.
Yeah.
Number 1.
Yeah. I had that at 2, Tim.
Sweet Lord, number 1. I should. Oh, thank you for saying that. I have notes that say that. Look, I've never thought it sounded like He's So Fine. I mean, a little bit. I get it. Da. My sweet
Yeah.
Lord, He's so fine, and and a little. Is the key a little up a different? But those 3 words. The rest of it doesn't really sound too much like it to
There's
me
just a
personally.
couple, right?
A moment, but maybe I really what is it, don't know if. Oh, that part does. I don't know if how I'm gonna tell them. Don't, a
Yeah.
little bit,
Uh,
But
To me, there's
I
only two parts in the song that are similar to that other song.
yeah,
Just
that part.
two
I don't know how I'm
two
going to do it. That's what I don't know
pieces.
how I'm going to
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah,
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 a
yeah,
little
right.
bit, a little bit.
A
But
little bit. Yeah.
the thing with me is I've always said, and not just because it's George. I mean, I know there's songs. I'm always saying that John Lennon ripped off a lot of songs. I don't defend
Yeah.
John. I don't
Yeah.
defend John. It's a clear ripoff. This was ruled unconsciously. I think he didn't
Yeah.
consciously do it.
Yeah.
And he said it was George said it was "Oh Happy Day." If anything, was the song. It doesn't sound anything like "Oh Happy Day" to me. But
No.
maybe I don't know. But anyway, I have always said to me there are other songs, many other songs that sound more like songs than "My Sweet Lord" sounds like something. I've heard
Right.
a lot of other songs nobody ever says anything about. What about the whole "I Want a Candy" thing? The Bo Diddley sounds like "Not Fade Away," not
Yeah,
fade
that
away. Bo Diddley, buy a diamond
that
ring.
shaving a haircut 2 bits. Boom, boom,
So
boom,
I don't even
boom,
know.
boom, boom,
No,
you know?
but anyway, yeah. So whatever. We had to. I guess we had to cover it a little bit. My Sweet Lord, come on, one of the best Beatles solos ever. What is life if not
Great.
for you?
Yeah,
Number
I
one.
love it. If not for you, great. Nice people, nice picks.
All right, write a whole essay, buddy. Pop perfection. What is life?
Yeah, I agree. Fun stuff. I agree.
Look at that.
Oh, that's a good showing.
Mm-hmm. Glenn Kellaway said.
Yeah, the riff. You're right, Matt. That lick, that guitar lick
Yeah.
kills.
Oh, there you go.
Nice. I like that, Farrell. Nice pick.
Yeah. The chiffons, right? He's so fun. That's the song.
Carl being a little
Funny stuff.
silly there.
I'd have you anytime.
Yeah, I love that.
Okay. Sounds about. I'm trying to. Sorry,
Beautiful
folks.
song, Bill. Beautiful song.
Oh, I'm sorry, folks. Give me a second here. Let's stop mumbling. Yeah. Okay. I guess that's. Here's another one. All right.
Yeah, great, beautiful song.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess
Thank you.
we'll end the comments here, and I just want to say thank you. But before we go on with other stuff, let me just take a moment to plug this book that I meant to do at the beginning of the show, and I didn't have
Oh,
it in front of me. And it's not a book by me or anything like that. But first, I want to take this comment off here if I can do so. All right. It's a book called "All Things Must Pass Away." Harrison Clapton and other
wait,
assorted
yeah,
love songs.
the fest. I saw this. The Fest for Beatle fans sent out. I get notices from them, and they had this as one of the new items for sale. Yeah.
You've got George and Eric. It's about All Things Must Pass, and it talks
Mm-hmm.
about Derek and the Dominoes, Layla, and other assorted love songs, but also about the relationship between George and Eric. And
Oh,
this is
right, right.
by Ken Womack and Jason Krupa,
Oh, okay.
the
Yeah.
authors. And yeah, I really think it's a good book. We did a show on this. If you want to watch our last Talk More Talk show was about this. So if you want to go
Yeah,
back a ways,
I've got to
go
catch that. I haven't seen that yet.
yeah, check it out, folks. Go over to YouTube. You can find it on YouTube, and subscribe to Talk More Talk. And we just did a show on this. And if you want, a week from now, a week and a day or two, we're going to be doing another Talk More Talk where we're going to be, if you haven't had enough yet, we're all going to be discussing the new All Things Must Pass remix, 50th
Oh, wow.
anniversary remix. So we're
Nice.
going to do a show on the remix. So, okay, that's that. In the meantime, what's going on, Matt? Do you have any appearances
Well,
or anything?
I got something big coming up this Thursday, but it probably won't be posted for a couple of weeks.
Right.
Myself and Steve Schnee, every once in a while we do the Matt and Steve show, and we are really excited and fortunate, if you know us with Power Pop and Beatles and that. We're going to be interviewing members of the Weaklings. Who's heard of the Weaklings?
That's dynamite. Yeah, Beatles.
Yeah, I'm excited about interviewing a couple of guys from the Weaklings. So, folks, keep an eye for that. It's going to be posted in a couple of weeks on my channel and on Stephen Schnee's channel. So the Weaklings, if you like the Weaklings, come check it out.
Okay. And as for me, I'm doing a lot of nothing. No, you know the deal with me. All you got, I'm on my channel as you're watching this on. Just subscribe, please, if you haven't already. To Mean Mr. Mayo here on YouTube, and don't forget Matthew Street. He has a YouTube channel.
Oh yeah, please come on over.
Subscribe to Matthew Street. And yeah, I'm doing a lot of stuff right now. I had a lot of videos up. You'll see what's on the menu.
Oh
Just
yeah,
check
you
it
got
out.
a lot of cool stuff up lately.
Yeah, and I've got more coming. I got a flea market. I went to the flea market today, and there was some really weird Beatles finds there. And
Yeah.
I'll leave it at that. I don't know when the flea market video will be posted. Sometime during the week. So check that out.
But they've got to check out your video with Don. The first time I've ever seen Don in the car with you, going on a road trip. So you got to check that one out.
That reminds me, I got to Febreze the car. I forgot to do that. No, not really. But yeah, check out my latest video. Don and I are going on an All Things Must Pass hunt, you might say. So that's more All Things Must Pass tie-ins. So anyway, folks, thanks so much for being here. This was a lot of fun, as it always is.
Yeah.
And Matt, thank you so much, as always, for being
you're
my
welcome.
co-host.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Love you here. I love doing the shows with you.
Oh, I appreciate it.
We'll let you know when the next one is. It's usually Sundays, and not necessarily every Sunday, but we'll let you know through our channels.
Yeah.
We'll tell you.
We'll let you know.
All right, folks. So I'm going to say a little later to all of you.
Later, everybody.
See you next time.
Take care.